All right, gents, some tough love today. 10 reasons why you're not successful. Gents, the goal of today's video is not to make you feel down. Instead, it's to give you tips so that you can go from average to amazing. When you understand there are certain characteristics, certain traits, which are a lot more important than others. And if you can focus in on becoming better at those, you can quickly go from average to awesome. That's the goal of today's video. The average man focuses on what's in front of him. The amazing man focuses on what truly is important. And that's a huge difference. When you wake up in the morning, what happens? You check your email, you turn on the television, you check the news. All of a sudden, you got fires coming in. Oh my gosh, this happened over there. I got to watch out, for this or for that. That's horrible. All of a sudden, you get this email. It's like, you got to have this done. You should have had this done last week. And you are just reacting. Now, truly, what is important here? Because when you realize at work, there's actually a very important project that you need to be focused in on. You understand that most of the information, all that noise coming at you is just that. It's noise. Shift through that. You need to be able to make your way through it, identify what is the priority. So use the priority matrix. I've talked about this before, but you need to identify what is truly important. Urgent, non-important. That's social media. That's the news. That's these projects that people are trying to throw on you that you can say no to. Yes, you truly can say no to some of these projects because just simply say, hey, and this could be your boss. Just say, okay, I can work on this, but it's going to take me off of this other project. Are you okay with that? Understand that you need to be able to prioritize. If you can do that, it's just going to set everything else in motion. Quality number 2, the average man is efficient. The amazing man is effective. Big difference because you can be efficient at things that don't matter. How many of you guys are really good? You're really efficient at email. Well, let me ask you, are you getting paid to answer emails? For most of us, we are not paid to be really good in email. Yes, getting to inbox zero feels great, but is that the best, the most effective use of your time? Understand the Pareto principle. It talks about how 20% of our work yields us 80%. But what's not really known about this, because some of you guys have heard me talk about this before, is within that 20%, the 20-80 it works again. So 4% yields you 64%. Think about that. You've got a very small amount of things out there that if you do them, they're going to yield you a huge return. Next up, the average man views his degree as the finish line. The amazing man views his degree as the start. He understands that education, focusing on self-improvement, never ends. And this may seem daunting, but I think it's amazing because it gives those of us that maybe didn't go to the best college, don't even have a college degree, don't have maybe even a high school degree. You can still catch up with anyone if you apply yourself continuously and steadily over time. Now, there's a wide range of different options out there. One of my favorite options, guys, is Skillshare. I'm linking to them down in the description. They're the paid sponsor of today's video, and let me tell you about them, guys. An amazing company, Skillshare. It's an online learning community with over 17,000 classes in design, in business, in photography. Guys, Skillshare, it enables people from all over the world, and they've got people from 100 different countries, basically to pursue their creative interests by watching video lessons taught by expert teachers. Guys, classes, they're self-guided, so students can learn at their own pace. And basically, you can use the mobile app. Now, Skillshare teachers, this is where they separate themselves from the industry. You've got Apple employee Guy Kawasaki. If you want to know anything about startups, he is the man. Simon Sinek, if you want to give a presentation, go check out Simon Sinek's presentation on giving presentations. It's actually really good. Another one of my favorite teachers is Rand Fishkin. So if you're familiar with SEO, website optimization, you'll understand that Rand is the man when it comes to basically getting your website ranked, to getting traffic to your website, to conversions. He's got a great course. So oftentimes what I use Skillshare for is not just me, but also my team. So if you own a business, you've got people, you've got kids, you've got family, you've got people that want to learn something, you can just point them to Skillshare. Let's talk about the price. They've got plans for less than $10 a month. But if you use that link down in the description, you're going to get 2 months free for the first 500 of you that sign up. But I can tell you guys, it is an amazing deal. One of the things I love about Skillshare is that they've got projects. So when you go in there and you watch the videos, you actually go in and you complete a project. You upload it, then you can get feedback from the teacher. You can get feedback from other students. It's something that holds you accountable to take action. Because as you're learning, as you're going through this stuff, remember, you've got to take action on it. So guys, Skillshare, great company. Go check them out. Quality number 4, the average man produces things which are acceptable. The amazing man focuses on going above and beyond. And I can tell you guys, there's no extra traffic on the extra mile. When you go forth and you actually put in your best, you are going to stand apart. I know a lot of you guys are saying, Antonio, how can I do that? I don't have time. I barely have time to keep up with what I'm doing. The way that you're going to do this is you're going to start to say no. Again, you're going to have to prioritize. You're going to have to say, you know what? I can't do everything. And because you can't do everything, you start to free up a bit more time. And then you can focus in on doing better with what you're already doing. And all of a sudden, you're able to, instead of just getting to the acceptable, the barely passing, the basic standard, you become someone that's taking it to the next level. They know when something needs to be done right, send it to you. Characteristic number 5, the average man hears what's being said. The amazing man hears what's being said. He actually listens to it, and he's trying to understand the other person. There's a huge difference. Most of us, when we're listening to somebody else, we're just waiting for our turn to speak. Don't be like that. Instead, take a step back, really listen to that person, understand the point that they're getting across. In fact, if they asked you to summarize what they just said, you should be able to do it. What is not being said in this conversation? And do I understand this person, their situation, where they're coming from? When you can do that, you can take it to the next level, which is empathy. And when you can really connect with someone at an emotional level, your communication levels just, guys, they go up to a whole nother level. And that becomes awesome. The average man does what's asked of him. The amazing man takes the initiative and gets things done. Guys, you know what it's like. You see these people out there that they pass by problems. There's an issue in their home. There's an issue in their company. And they could easily fix it, but no one has asked them to do it. And when you ask them, hey, why didn't you do this? Well, no one told me. It was right there in front of them, but they don't have the initiative. If you want to get a pay raise, you want to be advanced, you want to get a promotion in a company, I can tell you that the guys and the women that get advanced to the next level, they are the people that take the initiative, because you cannot run a company, you cannot be a manager in a company if you depend on those above you to always tell you what to do. Characteristic number 7, the average man reacts. The amazing man is prepared. So how to become prepared? You actually have to put in the time and effort before the emergency actually happens. And preparation is something that doesn't always pay off. That's why a lot of people don't do it, because you may be prepared for a natural disaster. You may be prepared for something at work or with your company. Maybe you've got some cash reserves. Maybe within your own home, you've got an emergency fund that you never use. But I will tell you, when you need that emergency fund, whenever your company runs through a really bad period, and if you don't have those cash reserves, all of a sudden you're caught with your pants down. And I understand that things happen that you can't even prepare for, but many things you can. And if you go out there, you look at the research. Do you have various types of insurance, health, life, disability? There are so many things that you can do to reduce risk. Characteristic number 8, the average man always knows who exactly to blame. The amazing man takes responsibility. Now, I understand that there are things outside of your control. Natural disasters. There are just things that happen. Maybe the company implodes on itself, so you lose your job. I'm not saying that you need to take blame for everything. But if you're the kind of person that you're putting blame on all the time, there is an excuse. There's a reason. The thing with that is it's a mental trap. Because if you take a step back and say, you know what, I could have been a bit more prepared. So going forward, I'm going to institute this change. That is a very different thing than saying, hey, putting your hands up, I can't do anything about this. Guys, it's about up here. It's about you taking responsibility and saying, you know what, I'm not going to get caught in this situation again, or that was really close. And you can make change. I can improve. I can take action. Then all of a sudden you realize that you have the power, you have the control to put yourself in a better position. Trait 9, the average man gets things done. The amazing man gets things done consistently. So you may get things done, but you're also late sometimes. Sometimes you're early, but you're just kind of erratic. You're all over the place. The problem with this is that people focus in on the times that you miss. They don't actually, it's not a 1-for-1. So you may be early half the time, late half the time. Understand, it doesn't equal net zero. People just view you as someone they can't depend on. You're not consistent. It's better to be consistent on time. And yes, sometimes it's fine to be early, but for people to know that they can trust you, that they can depend on you. And anytime when I'm making a decision about somebody and whether I'm going to hire them, whether I'm going to work with them, I always want to go with consistent versus the erratic. The average man goes for instant gratification. The amazing man puts off gratification, and he can wait a while. He's patient. Now, there was this classic study done with marshmallows. They put little kids, I'm talking 3 to 4 to 5-year-olds, in a room with a marshmallow. They said, hey, if you can wait 15 minutes, we will give you 2 marshmallows. Just don't eat the marshmallow right now. They left for 15 minutes. They came back. I tell you, a lot of those kids, they ate the marshmallow. They looked at these people 20 to 30 years later, and what they realized is that the children that actually were more, that they put off the 15 minutes. They put off that instant gratification of getting that marshmallow. It was the #1 predictor in future success of what, they were able to go to great colleges. They were able to have great careers. So many things were affected by the mindset. And this is something that is learned, something that you need to practice with yourself. Practice putting off. Being, I can deal without this. I can wait a couple more years till I get that new car. I can wait another couple years to get that house so I can have a larger down payment so that I can get a lower interest rate, so I can improve my credit score. These are the kind of things, if you can say, instead of saying, and the media does this all the time. They say that you deserve this, you deserve that. Understand, no, that's a trick. You need to earn what you're going to get. And that way, when you go in there, you rightfully can take it and you're going to be in a strong position, guys. So learn to put off instant gratification. All right, gents, now it's your turn. I want to hear from you down in the comments. What did I miss? What would you have added to this video? And go check out Skillshare. I'm linking to them down in the description. Don't forget, the first 500 of you to sign up get 2 months free. It's an amazing program. Guys, I use Skillshare. I think it's a great program, and I'm happy to bring them to you because truly, education after my fancy degrees, I can tell you, have really set me up. I continuously reinvest in myself. And honestly, if you can't spend just a little bit of money to invest in yourself, really take a step back and ask what your priorities are. Is it important? Because if it's not, that's cool. But if it is, you need to make the commitment. But that, guys, is how you take yourself to the next level and you become the man you know yourself to be. Invest in yourself. That's it, guys. Take care. I'll see you in the next video.